Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the change. We were supposed to have this meeting tomorrow, but as we're not in session tomorrow, it's a non-voting. I figured most of you would not want to be around for a meeting, so I greatly appreciate everyone being here. I would like to call this meeting of the House Game and Fisheries Committee to order. Aaron, take a roll call, please.
Chair Kulik.
Here.
Rep Davison. Rep Doherty.
Here.
Rep Gungenauer. Here. Rep Guntz. Here. Rep Haddock.
Here.
Rep Harris.
Here.
Rep Hohenstein. Here. Rep Inglis. Here. Rep Kazim.
Here.
Rep Mirsky. Rep Rusnick.
Here.
Rep Steele.
Here.
Rep Young. Chair Maloney. Rep Anderson. Rep Banta. Rep Cook. Rep DeVanzo. Rep Kerwin. Rep Kuzma. Rep Labs. Rep Olsummer. Rep Reichert. Rep Smith. And Rep Wetling.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, and Rep Doherty has joined us. All right, the chair calls up Senate Bill 800, printers number 861. Paul, will you read a summary of the bill?
Senate Bill 800, printers number 861, is sponsored by Senator Rothman. This legislation would amend Title 30 Fish of the Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes to provide that revenue deposited into the fish fund may be used for expenditures and programs that benefit boaters, and that boat fund revenue may be used for costs and programs that benefit anglers if those expenditures benefit the original intent of the respective funds.
The question is, will the committee report the bill? Representative Maloney offers Amendment A01545. Will the committee agree to the amendment? Griffin, would you please read a summary of the amendment?
Amendment A01545, offered by Chairman Maloney, provides for the election of Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission commissioners by anglers and boaters of this Commonwealth, preceding their selection by the governor.
On that question, the chair recognizes Chair Maloney.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As everybody knows, we have discussed this a couple times in the past, and I fully support the underlying bill and what we're trying to do here, with all things being considered as far as no violations with any kind of federal funding or anything that takes place there. But I think with the financial flexibility, I believe commissioners should have the democratic process with the sportsmen with respect to how they get there. So with that, I would appreciate a affirmative vote, and would hope that the good senator believes the same way we all do, and thank you kindly.
Thank you. Those in favor of the amendment will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Aaron, roll call vote, please.
Chair Kulik.
No.
Rep Davison.
No.
Rep Doherty. Rep Gungenauer. Rep Guntz. Rep Haddock.
No.
Rep Harris.
No.
Rep Hohenstein. Rep Inglis. Rep Kazim.
No.
Rep Mirsky. Rep Rusnick.
No.
Rep Steele.
No.
And Rep Young. Chair Maloney.
Yes.
Rep Anderson.
Yes.
Rep Banta. Rep Cook.
Yes.
Rep DeVanzo, I'm sorry. Rep Kerwin. Rep Kuzma, Rep Labs, Rep Olsummer, Rep Reichert, Rep Smith, and Rep Wentling.
Yes.
The bill fails. Amendment fails.
The amendment fails. Thank you very much. The question recurs, will the committee report the bill? On that question, the chair recognizes the director of the Fish and Boat Commission, Mr. Schaefer.
And Paul gave a great summary of the bill. Really is straightforward. We actually talked about this during the annual report hearing. For those that aren't familiar, the Fish and Boat Commission has two separate funds created statutorily where all of our dollars are deposited, and there are certain purposes for which those funds can be used that are enumerated in the code. When this full General Assembly reauthorized our ability to set our own fees through House Bill 1409 that was prime sponsored by both Chairs Kulik and Maloney, we went back, as we do over winter, and said, hey, do we need to raise fees? And we identified a way that we could avoid doing that, we think, for at least 3 years, if we had some flexibility in how we use the fish fund and the boat fund dollars. Probably the best example was talking to Representative Banta earlier about the wonderful Lake Erie fishery. Well, if you're going to fish for walleye in Lake Erie, you're probably going to be using a boat. So if we could use boat fund dollars to benefit the walleye fishery, as long as it's also benefiting boaters, that's a great example of what we're talking about. It's also important to note the transparency that would come with this. We're happy to open up our books anytime. We do that with you guys every year with the annual report. So we were happy to have a provision put into Senate Bill 800 that would require us to report on any funds that were expended from one fund for the other, what the purposes were, how we use that, and we'll do that to you guys annually, if not before. And I'd be happy to share that data with any members of the committee at any time. So thank you to Senator Rothman for the bill that was reported at unanimously from the Senate just a couple weeks ago, and would appreciate an affirmative vote, and if you'd be inclined to do so today. Thanks.
Thank you. Any comments? Representative Hohenstein.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to just be brief, but I do want to say the Fish and Boat Commission is one of the best and most flexible organizations we have in the state, and giving them financial flexibility to go along with their operational flexibility. I've known our fish and boat officers on the Delaware in Philadelphia to be actively engaged in law enforcement, making sure our parks and our boat launches are safe, making sure the waterways are safe, rescuing. We've had a couple of our officers who have saved people, and every year when we do a fish fest out on the Delaware River, there they are as well. So I just want to, sing the praises of the Fish and Boat Commission, although I won't actually be singing. I don't think anyone wants to hear that. But thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Any comments down this end? Any more up here? Representative Haddock, welcome to the meeting.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Chair, and to my good colleague who refrained from singing. Thank you for that. But we also appreciate the compliments we know that are very well deserved. But I would just remind you that the reason for the amendment again today was that this is a financial piece of the operation. And so although we know we have law enforcement, we have financial pieces here where we want to be considerate of. And as I have often said about Pittman-Robertson funds, the same with Dingman-Johnson funds, and my only request has been that those funds would be respected, and it would be very transparent, as Tim has basically stated that they would do. And I just want to do the due diligence that we would be doing our duty to make sure that that took place. So thank you, and I would expect a unanimous vote.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any negative votes on the bill? Seeing none, the bill will be reported from committee without amendment. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, Senator Rothman. Thank you, everyone, for coming. This is, I think, the best showing we've had at a Game and Fisheries meeting this season. So thank you all, everyone who's come.